Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who is into learning how to make a patriotic bow? And by hand. I am doing this by hand today, not with a bow maker. I have some great ribbons here. I love a 4-inch ribbon. Whenever you can get your hands on a 4-inch ribbon, this just ups it up a notch. I am making this bow for a wreath, a patriotic wreath that is behind me. So I thought that I would show you how I'm going to make the patriotic bow to go along with it. I have one 4-inch ribbon, I have one 2-inch ribbon, and I have two 1.5-inch ribbons. So I'm going to show you how I make this by hand. How I'm going to secure it is with a cable tie, and before I tighten that all the way on my bow, I will put I'm going to tie two of these pipe cleaners together, because I will put this in that pipe cleaner to attach it to my bow, to attach it to my wreath rather. The wreath that I'm doing is an evergreen base, and whenever I'm working with an evergreen base as opposed to a grapevine, I like to attach it to the wreath using a pipe cleaner. And it's a pretty thick wreath, which is why I am connecting two of these. So I have a nice long thing to be able to get to the back of the bow. So let's get started here, and I will show you. I always start with the widest ribbon. I like to leave a tail, so my tail length is determined first. That's about how long I want it. And usually I will hold that up to, actually that's a little bit longer than I want. That's about how long I want my tail. And for those of you that want to know, that's about 17 inches long. Then I am going to do my loop. This is going to be a nice size bow. Let's see the size of my loop that I want. This is probably going to be a 9-inch loop. So this is going to be a nice size bow. And what I do is hold that in between my thumb and my first fingers. These 3 fingers are for support. So I have my tail hanging, I have my 9-inch loop, and now what I'm going to do is bring it up and over again. By the way, this particular ribbon doesn't have a right and wrong side, so I'm not twisting here in case any of you are used to seeing that. Again, my thumb and my first fingers, I'm going to hold this up to make sure that these are the same size. And this tail is going to be up toward the top of my wreath, so I'm not going to make it as long as the other tail. I'm going to cut on an angle. And there I go. That's exactly what I have. I have my long tail here, one loop, and then I have my tail and my loop there. That looks exactly like the kind of bow that you would have on your shoe, but you're not tying anything. I am simply holding this between my thumb and my first finger, and these 3 fingers support it. And now I am going to layer my additional ribbons on top. I'm going to go next with the 2-inch ribbon. I'm going to do the tail the same size as this long one here. Now this ribbon has a right and a wrong side. So once I have this between my thumb and my first finger, I am going to twist the ribbon. The reason for twisting it is so that you make sure that the right side is facing out when you make your loop. And I'm going to do this slightly shorter than my first loop. I'm going to twist it again in the middle so that the right side is facing out. Make my loop again, and I'm going to hold them up to make sure that they are the same size, which they are. I will cut the same size as the other tail, and again, still holding between my thumb, my first finger, these 3 fingers support it. And all I'm doing is layering. I'm making this one a little bit shorter than the first one so that all the ribbons will be able to be seen. I don't want to hide that 4-inch ribbon. Okay, I'm just fluffing it out. Now I'm going to go with my third ribbon, which is the 1.5-inch wide ribbon. Again, I'm going to make my tail approximately as long as the first one's. Put it right on top between my thumb and my first finger. And again, this ribbon has a right and a wrong side. So I am going to twist this here so that when I make my loop, the right side of the ribbon is showing. And see how you can see all 3 ribbons? I'm going to twist it again. Hold it up to make sure that those are the same size. And then cut my tail approximately the same size as the rest of them. And now all I did was layer them on top of each other. They're still between my thumb and my first finger. These 3 fingers support it. I am going to take the last ribbon. I'm not making a bow out of this. I'm just cutting a small piece. And I am going to make a circle with this. If you can see that. Just a circle to place in the middle because this is going to hide my cable tie when I secure this. So now I'm going to take my cable tie. I'm going to put that through that circle. Bring this around the back. Make sure that your cable tie stays in the middle, even if you have to fold the bow in half to make sure that this is in the middle. Because if you don't have it in the middle and you tighten it all the way, your loops will be bigger on one side than they are on the other, and you don't want that. You want to keep that. So I start tightening my cable tie. I know that I have it in the middle, and before I get it tight all the way, I am going to take my pipe cleaner, which is how I'm going to attach it to my wreath. And then I will pull this all the way tight. It's going to cinch it. I will take my clippers and cut that off. So now see, I have my pipe cleaner, which is my attachment. I'm going to fluff my loops now. Just pull them out. And see, I like to have the long ribbons on the bottom because this is how it's going to go on my wreath. So there you have an easy patriotic bow that is ready to go on a wreath, a lantern swag, or whatever you choose to put it on. I hope that you enjoyed that. Please give me a thumbs up if this helped you, if you liked this, and if so, subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much and have a great day.